All right, we're going to record on Zoom. Welcome everybody to the Yin Yang Wolf Pack. My name is Will Rios. I am very, very happy to be here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get the intro out the way. So this is the Yin Yang Wolf Pack. What does this mean? This means that if you are here, that means you are a wolf. You have now transformed, you have fucking metamorphosized into a fucking wolf, and you're a part of the pack. That means that you are part of this group, you're part of the tribe, you're part of the team. That means that you are not alone. That means that wherever the fuck you are in your life, whatever situation you might find yourself in, even though nobody else may fucking want you to win, nobody else may want anything better for you, you now have somebody to support you. Now we want you to win. It doesn't matter if you're your mother, your father, your family, everybody else has rejected you. Now you have a pack. Now you have a group to be a part of that wants your evolution and wants your growth. Okay. I remember there was a point in my life where I didn't feel that way. Maybe I did, right? Or maybe in words, people did want me to be better, etc. But I felt as if I had nobody who really understood me, or who really wanted me to grow, or they wanted to control me. And that's the only way that they wanted me to grow, was the way that they wanted it, right? Not the way I wanted for myself or how I envisioned my life to be. And so I remember that shit felt awful. And so now I do this in the spirit of the fact that I now found a group, I now found a tribe, I now have people around me that want me to do better, man, and that want me to grow the way I want to grow, and that we have the same ideals, the same values. A lot of my family, we don't have the same values, we don't have the same ideals. Now that I've created for myself in this life, now they're starting to somewhat see my vision, and now they're starting to see that the way that I want to do this thing is actually far better than the way that they wanted it for me. And so we do this in that spirit, in that tradition. Now, let's see, we have some dope ass people in the group today. We have Eros Guzman, a master pickup artist, one of my teachers. He's really, I give a lot of thanks to Eros, so I'm very humbled, very glad that he's here. And then we have Star of Truth, who himself has done a lot for me as well. Like, fuck, whenever I first graduated law school, I didn't have a home and I didn't know where the fuck I was gonna live or how the fuck I was gonna accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. Najim, Star of Truth, provided his home for me. And like I just think back, and that shit just like I would never, that would never not be in the back of my head every time I see that man. Like, he helped me when I fucking needed it. And it is because of him that I've been able to now develop and grow into my own. And now I live at base 2, and now I'm a fucking base leader. And it's like, now I'm a lawyer in 2 states. It's like, fuck, man, without these guys here, I would not be who I am. And it is because of the strength of the tribe that I've gone this far. So I'd like to thank both of these men, just first of all. So let's get to it, man. Dude, this past weekend, so if you know me, if you know IMC Nation, you know AZD. And you know that he is the strength, the wisdom, the power that this man has, that he's been able to instill in us. And it's really, I do this in his spirit, fucking first and foremost. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be fucking streaming. I wouldn't even be doing this. And every time, like, what I've learned this weekend, what he has is these things called beast gatherings or camps, or, you know, the names have changed or whatever, but it's basically us getting together and working on what we've fucking been preaching. You know what I mean? Practicing what he has been preaching, and he practices it in front of us, and he shows us the power of this thing, and he shows us how his communication, his truth, his expression, how that pushes into the world and creates the effects that he wants to create. And the shit is fucking amazing, man. And you know, throughout this time, I've gotten good quotes. I've gotten good at, you know, creating myself or creating my life, right? I am an attorney licensed in 2 states. I am able to practice the mystery method and get results and get girls. And, you know, I've gotten all of this shit. But what I finally got was that I've been doing it from the wrong perspective, right? And you know, you hear this thing all the time. It's like, I got it, but what was it worth? Like I grew up in the church, actually. Like my father was a preacher. And so I remember it's like I remember these words that my dad would say, or that I would hear at church. It'd be like, what good does it do a man to win the world and to lose his soul? You know? And like I'm sure that I don't really know much other religions because I grew up in Christianity. So like that's the one that I know. But you know, a lot of different men, like I know in Buddhism, you know, they say something similar. And the idea is that you may think that you got all this shit going on, and maybe you do from the external perspective, right? Maybe you have a lot of money, maybe you have a lot of fucking women, maybe you have a lot of fucking cool cars, maybe you have some quote unquote cool friends. But if you're not coming at it from the right perspective, then you're fucked, dude. Because really what you're trying to accomplish in the end is a life that you are proud of, and a life that you are at peace with. And like really, I think of fucking Kung Fu Panda. It's like they have that guy, he's like, finally inner peace. It's like the fucking turtle or whatever in the movie, if y'all don't know that. It's like, you know, we're out here searching, we're out here externally looking for something, looking to accomplish something, looking to get that girl, looking to get that money, looking to get, you know, this thing or that thing, when in reality everything is inside, dude. Everything is within, and from the within you create the outside. It's alchemy, right? As within, so without. So even if you're able to get these external things, if you're not okay with you or how you're approaching it, then it's not gonna work, dude. It's not gonna fucking work. And I realized this weekend, very, very cold-bloodedly, very in my fucking face, that, you know, the way I'm approaching these things is still coming from a place of supplicating, of trying to impress, of like, you know, trying to make others like me, or trying to get all that shit out there to tell me that I'm okay. And that doesn't work. It literally does not fucking work. And the only way that you're ever going to get to there, or to be what you want to be, is you have to be first good here. And what does that mean? That means that you have to have a good relationship with a higher power. So he calls it God. People call it the universe. People call it, you know, whatever the fuck they call it. For me, I like it more, or I perceive it as both God and the universe. Like those are good words that strike me. So you might say, I don't know, your higher self. That's like, you know, spiritual people, they like to use that term, like connected to your higher self. But really is like, the way I see it is cleaning out the internal, right? There's shit that you've inherited. You've inherited from your mom, you've inherited from your dad. I've inherited from my mother, from my father, and they're like fucked up relationship. And so if I came from that, like now these words make sense, right? We're born into sin. Motherfucker, I was born into parents that fucking could not stand each other and were fighting all the time. And by the time I was like 3 or 4 or something, they had already separated. So like if I'm being grown into that already unstable condition, what the fuck do I expect from myself? What the fuck do you expect from yourself? So this is where the Christians, where they get into forgiveness. And it's like, you have to be able to forgive them for that. And for me, that's literally been such a struggle, because, you know, we all want to justify ourselves in that, like, oh, you know, fuck them, they did that to me. Like a lot of people's dads weren't there. My dad wasn't really there. So I'm like, fuck him, man. Like, if he really cared about me, he would have called me more, and, you know, all this bullshit. For my mother, be like, oh, if she really cared about me, she wouldn't want me to, like, you know, do things her way. She would let me be myself. It's like, you get caught in this whole thing, and you get caught in someone else's mess. I am caught in my mother's web. I'm caught in my father's web, right? And these things are like, they're splitting me apart. And I remember, dude, like growing up, like it became so real to me this weekend, how like whenever anything my father would do, my mother would just talk all this shit. And like, I love my mom so much. Like she's giving me so much. But it's like, you know, how is a little child supposed to react when their mother is talking shit about their father? Like, for real. Like how fucked up is that of a thing? Like if I had a child, I would never want to talk shit about his mom. Like even if I felt certain things, towards the mom, that's his fucking mom, dude. Like what the fuck? I don't want to destroy that thing. That's a sacred thing. And like if anything, I want him to love her more. Like love her as much as fucking possible, dude. And then help the mother love the child as much as possible. Like that's the perspective. I'm not gonna fucking try to destroy this thing. And that's why they use the term like the buck stops here. It's like I'm not passing the buck. Like it doesn't get past me. This thing is not getting past me. I'm not going to allow this thing to continue manifesting. Right? It's up. You have been given whatever the fuck you were given in life, right? Hopefully your parents were fucking rich and they were together and they were stable and they were mentally sane, but probably the fuck not. Like 99.5% the fuck not. They did not have that shit together whatsoever. Now, is it your fault? Is it their fault? Is it your karma? Is it like, whatever? Maybe all of that shit is true. Possibly. Probably in the past life, we all fucked up and to be born into, certain situations that we're in now. However, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Are you going to blame them forever? Is it always going to be your mom's fault that this? Is it always going to be your dad's fault that? Bro. Now, you can play that game and you can be fucking miserable the rest of your fucking life. Or you can work on, I talked about this before, maybe a few months ago, a couple weeks, I don't know, probably a couple months, about the concept of forgiveness. And like that's where this whole thing starts. That's where all of this begins. And then I remember saying, now we can get a little bit deeper into it, is that, you by not forgiving these people, you are carrying a poison with you. You've taken this poison and you've expected the person over there to feel it for some reason. For whatever fucking reason, you think that you holding on to this feeling is somehow gonna fuck with them. And you want like selfishly, right? You want them to like hurt because you've been hurt and you want to, you want them to feel the same pain or whatever. Motherfucker, you're only hurting you. I've only been hurting myself. Now I've gotten to a much better point to where I now keep in much better contact with my father. And I realized that it was really my responsibility. All along, it was my responsibility. Where it's like, yeah, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, but what the fuck am I gonna do? It's my relationship with my father. And so I took it upon myself and I called him and I was like, I remember back in the day, I would get like, I was very upset and I didn't, you and my, like, this is, I don't want to get too deep into it, but basically it's like, there was such a fissure between my mother and father that like they were, I felt that they were like taking it out through me. Or it's like my mom tells me this so that I can tell my dad, and my dad tells me this so that I can tell my mom. And it was like I was the middleman, and it was this very fucked up situation. And throughout that, I spoke to him and I was like, I think that was really wrong. That really wasn't the way to go about it, and I'm sorry. And so I apologized. Because at the end of the day, I'm a grown man. And it's gonna be up to me to fix this relationship. It's up to me to fix my own fucking life. And my own fucking life includes these people. And like it to a very large degree, right? I think of it like that's half of me, dude. Like that's half of me right there. Like this man. And there's this other half right here, this woman, that's half of me too. And so I fixed our relationship, quote unquote, to the point to where I now see him, right? I was in Houston last week. I went out bowling with him and with my baby sisters, my 3 baby sisters. And that shit's beautiful, dude. Like I would not trade that for anything. I love my baby sisters so much. Like if anything, to a large extent, I think I did it for them just because I want to be able to see them and be cool with them as well. But we're still not all the way there. And what I learned through AZD this weekend was that, to fully fix the relationship, like I have to forgive them for everything. Everything. And the more I think about that, the more I'm like, fuck, can I really do that? Like, because if it feels kind of how do you say, I by not forgiving someone, it's like you feel like you're kind of in a way superior, right? Or it's like, oh man, I fucked them, you know, they don't blah blah blah. No, man, you're inferior. By not forgiving them, I've been inferior. Because what's it been doing? It's been cutting my power, it's been cutting me. I'm fucking slicing myself up, expecting like myself to get better somehow. That's not how this is gonna work. That's not how this is. And I remember even when I took that first step, that the first step of fixing the relationship with my father, of going out to see them and stuff, like I love that, man. And I felt so much better. I was like, hell yeah, man. Like this is beautiful. Like this is what needs to happen. And it's been a process of like self-healing, self-reflecting, self-curing, you could say. And it's been working, but if I'm going to do this thing all the way, then it needs to be done all the fucking way. And that means everything. That means forgive them for, you know, like my father, I think fucking like cheated on my mom or something. And then later he like cheated on his next woman. And it's like, dude, if I were my father, if I grew up in El Salvador, like up to fucking like 10th grade education, like didn't graduate high school, didn't go to fucking college, like had a job, I think in construction his whole life, like in a fucking third world country with like dirt roads and no air conditioning and all this shit. It's like, man, I would do probably the same shit. He didn't have, bro. I met my grandfather. Like, fuck, man, that man was he was a very kind man. So that he had that going for him. But was he fucking alpha? Hell no. He was beta as shit. Is my father alpha? Hell no. He's beta as shit. He lets these women fucking walk all over him. We've never had a fucking example. So how could I expect my dad to do something like, you know, to like teach me how to be a fucking strong man and be alpha and how to handle women? He could not handle, bro. He's had like women. He's had children with like fucking 4 women. Cannot handle it. Could not handle any of them. Like none of them. He couldn't fucking handle them. Not the first, not the second, not the third, not the fourth. I think it's 4, if I'm not mistaken. But like, what the fuck? I expected him to figure this shit out. Like, no, dude. So what? Am I just gonna keep being mad at him for that? No. Nah, man. Then I look at my mom. And then I look at my grandfather, right? Her father. Like anytime I see my grandfather, he's like, man, it's like he's a shell, bro. So, but my father on my father's side, he passed away a few years ago. And I remember that was very hurting. Like I never really talked to him that much because he lived in El Salvador. So I saw him like 2 or 3 times in my life ever. But still, man, like that's my father's father. And I'm sure they had like a deep connection and they wanted the best for each other and all of that. So like that hurt for me, for my father. But now look at my grandfather's side, my grandfather on my mom's side, and he's still around. But it's like, fuck, man. He fucked up his relationship with my grandma. He fucked up his relationship with his daughters. And so how is my mother supposed to like that was my mom's example. How the fuck was she supposed to figure this out? Like I'm talking about me, but like I'm sure you see these reflections like throughout yourself as well. It's like how do we expect these people to really show us when they didn't know? And it goes back to fucking Jesus, right? When he's dying on the cross, it's like, forgive them for they know not what they do. As a child of the universe, as a child of God, I must forgive them because they know not what the fuck they do, man. Like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like really, as I've learned and grown, like I meet new girls and, you know, I talk to them and like learn about their lives. And it's like, they've been fucked up forever because of all types of bullshit that happened to them when they were kids, man. Like I had a girlfriend who was like, back in the day, she was like molested by her I'm not gonna say, but she was molested as a child. And so it's like, fuck, man. I remember when like I like didn't get something I wanted as a kid. And like I remember it now and like I feel like a little bit traumatized about it. Bro, like imagine having that happen to you as a kid. And then you expect these people to just be, you know, like perfect and understanding and not get into trouble and not get into like drugs and sex and fucking their lives up in 18 million different ways. It's like, dude, they've been fucked as well. So everybody that you've ever met at any point in your life has not had a good role model, has not had people to guide them, has not had a good father, a strong father who had a good relationship with their mom, who had a good relationship with the child. I have not seen one yet. There's not been one. Funnily enough, last week when I was in Houston, I was hanging out with this chick, and she actually told me like, oh, I love my dad. You know, we have a great family. Like, they're all together. Like, bro, this bitch had like a fucking OnlyFans and was like fucking, you know, stripping. And like, I'm like, damn, so you had like a good family and you're still doing this shit. Fuck. Like, where's the dad? What the fuck is he saying about this? I'm like, whoa, man. Dude, with everybody in the, like, you know, as we speak, as I understand, it's like, well, you know, they didn't like her going to school, they didn't like her doing this. And it's like, fuck, I can't even blame the girl, you know what I mean? Like, even if they were, you know, together and loving or whatever, that motherfucker wasn't guiding, wasn't leading. So what do I expect? What do I expect from these people? The thing that I should expect is nothing. Why are you expecting anything from anyone? This goes all the way back to Stoicism. Stoic fucking classic collections. Bro, if it's fucking crazy how much like this has become my Bible yet again. I felt like I at the beginning of learning this stuff, it became like my heart and soul and just how I think. But as you know, as I started to, you know, get better into other areas of life, you know, I started forgetting a little bit. But go back to the first idea of Stoicism is that I only control me. I cannot control anybody else. I cannot control what the fuck they do, what they think. That's not my job. I'm a Stoic. I make sure that what I do is proper. I make sure that how I interact with the world is proper. What I say, my truth, I just say that shit. I do not expect anybody else to do anything. That includes what? Girlfriends. That includes what? My parents. That includes what? My family. That includes people that I meet around. That includes my friends, my tribe. As much as I love every man here that's shown up, and I think they're dope as shit, and I think they're amazing, I still in the past would expect them to do something. Like, what the fuck? That's stupid, bro. That's bitch shit. That's emotional shit. I do not expect anything from any man here. What the fuck does it have to do with me? Bro, what does it have to do with me? It doesn't have shit to do with me. Okay, yeah, when we're around each other, you know, if I feel a certain violation or something weird or something, I'll address it in that moment. But I'm not going to come in like expecting anything from you. That's stupid. That's so stupid. So if I can't expect my friends to do shit, I absolutely can't expect my parents to do shit, my cousins to do shit. What can I really do? All I can do is be an example. Now that idea, I've had that forever. That I know is the fucking truth. And that's what I push for. That's all I want to be. I don't want to like fucking tell you what to do with your life. I don't need to tell you what the fuck to do with your life. All I need to do is show you. Let me show you how a man moves. Like really, really. But what does that do? It puts all the responsibility back on me. It's not on anybody else. It's up to me to handle my shit, handle my finances, handle my relationships, handle my body, fucking go to the gym, eat right, wake up on time, go to sleep on time, not drink too much, not drink at all, like not do drugs, not, you know, all of that shit. It does not depend on anybody else. It only depends on me. There's only me. Like at the end of the day, it's my relationship with God, right? Only God can judge me. That motherfucker's judging me. I'm judging me. We're judging me together. That's what we're doing, right? Because if you believe, as the Christians believe, as the Buddhists believe, like we are one with this thing. I am one, like the words I use that I really like that I heard is like I'm a fractal. If you know what a fractal is, it's like it's a small geometric figure that expands upon itself. And so if you take out one slice, the entirety of the thing is included in that one slice, but it is not the entirety of the thing. if that makes sense. I am a part of this thing. It's like being like if you are the branch of a tree, you are the tree, but you're a branch. But you're the tree, but you're not the whole tree, but you are of the tree, right? And so I am of the Lord. I am of God. I am of this universe. I am of this creation. And if I have that within me, then I know that in the end, I am divine and I should treat myself as such. And we should treat this temple, right? This is the temple of God. The temples, this is where God resides, here in the temple. So as this, I must be. I must show the world a good example of a temple. How can I treat my body? Right? How can I treat my relationships? How can I treat the people that I love? I treat it from the perspective of growth, of getting better, of getting stronger, of being fucking strong, being the most evolved, the most perfected version that I can be. And settling for nothing less. Right? We have this idea that like it's okay to be imperfect. Like, no. You have to strive to be the best. This makes me think of when I was playing saxophone. It's like, did I want to be second chair? No, I wanted to be the first chair. Chair is basically the place, the order of skill of who wins, who's the best, who's the worst. First scale is first. First chair is first. Last chair is fucking last. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to the last. In middle school, I was first chair. In 6th grade, I remember I wasn't first chair and it pissed me the fuck off. And I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna get better than all these motherfuckers. By middle school, I was the best. And then I got into high school, and then I was competing with 9 through 12. So it wasn't just my 9th grade people I was competing with. Then it became, I'm competing with fucking 12th grade people. And that shit, then I had to level up yet again. And now I come here into IMC, and I was like, fuck, man, these guys are dope as shit. These guys have hella money. There are people here that are making way more money than me. And it's like, shit, I got to get my money up. There are people here that are way better with girls than me. I'm like, shit, I got to get fucking better with girls. There are people here that have better bodies than me. I'm like, shit, I got to fucking go to the gym now. Now I'm going fucking 6 times a week. Like, I'm not here to not be the best. And in everything I've ever done, I've become the best. One way or another, after enough time, as long as I kept working on this shit, I got better. As long as I kept practicing, I got better. This is no different. Now I'm an attorney. Motherfucker, I'm going to be the best. I've only been doing this shit for a year. My boss has been doing this shit for 28 years. Well, I got to be fucking better than him too. But this is going to take time. It's going to take time, and it's going to take for me to realize that I am not there. We are not there. So be willing to humble yourself like that. Like the word humble is so gay because it gets used against you, right? It's like be humble, be humble. It's like, well, be humble in what sense? Like be humble in the sense that anybody can tell me what to do and like, just listen to anybody's direction. Like, no, not in that sense. That's not how you be humble. How you be humble is you find those that are good at what you want to do and you humble yourself before them because they have the understanding, right? And if I'm following this path, then I must humble myself before the leaders of that path. When I was in Taekwondo, I had to humble myself before my teacher because I didn't know shit. I was a white belt. I had to learn. I had to learn and get my ass beat over and over again. When I was playing saxophone, I had humble myself before that teacher. Learn how to play the fucking saxophone. Learn how to I had to learn how to not be okay with being the best at that shit so that I could become the best at that shit. Now I've entered this arena, and now this is the arena that I am now within, in which I am rising, and in which I must humble myself, which is the arena of the law, because I don't know shit compared to my 28 years of practicing. So he was an adult, right? I think he was 24 or 25 when he graduated law school. And since then, he's been practicing for 28 years. I have to humble myself before him because in comparison to him, I don't know fucking shit. In comparison to women with AZD, I don't know fucking shit. And compared to arrows, I don't know fucking shit. So I have to humble myself before them. And at the most basic, I must humble myself before God, before the Lord. Oh, I remember there was a good passage. I think it's from Job. If you know the story of Job, it's like he had everything. Oh, bro, this is beautiful. He had everything. He had wives, he had children, he had a lot of money. And then the devil said, Job, he only praises you because you gave him everything. You gave him all the money, you gave him all the women, he has the whole town loves him, he has a nice house, like he has everything. Of course he's gonna praise you. And so then God said, okay, well then let's see. Like we'll take all of this away from him and we'll see if he still praises me. And then the children died, the wives died. So he lost the money, he lost the relationships. Then he asked God, he's like, why'd you do this to me? Why? And then God returns, it's like, did you create the stars? Did you create the planets? Did you create the birds that are flying? All of the animals that you see around you, this earth, did you create that? Why are you questioning me? Why are you worried about me? You need to worry about you. And like that is where we are now. Well, whatever it is that you've accumulated, whatever it is that you've lost, why are you looking up angry at the sky as if you expect God to come help and save you? He gave us all our own free will. That's so funny. I don't take I take that irony very well. The fact that my name is Will, like free will. It's like I was given the will to do this. Or when I say where there's a will, there's a way. Like that's really funny. Every time I hear that, it's really funny too. Like where there's a me, there's a way. So like fuck yeah, if I have this name, I'm gonna fucking carry this bitch. Where there's a me, there's a way, motherfucker. Whatever bullshit I've gotten myself into, there is a way out of it. Right? I've gotten myself into a bunch of fucking crazy situations. Mostly, gotten myself in crazy situations with the law, crazy situations with women, crazy situations with like my body. I remember like I got injured in all types of different fucking ways, being stupid. Right. But I've always gotten out of this. I've always gotten out of everything. And that's why deep down oh man, this is so beautiful. Like deep down, I always kept the faith. I remember when I was in college, I became atheist because I had a friend who was atheist. And because I never really followed the church, I thought they were all stupid. I thought they were all hypocrites. I was like, man, all y'all motherfuckers talk all this shit about, don't do this, don't do that, don't be a sinner, don't gossip. All y'all motherfuckers do is gossip. Like all y'all do is talk shit about each other. I'm like, man, I don't want to follow you guys. Y'all are fucking lame. But that's because I never met someone who's really about it. Even my father, he was a preacher. He would go on the stage and fucking talk to like hundreds of people at once. And I was like, man, that was so cool. But then I saw him come home and it's like, bro, you're acting all shitty with all these people. Fuck. You're acting shitty with me. What the fuck? Like, show me a person that doesn't sin. Let's go. And I never saw one. Well, how about instead of going to find one, how about I be one? Let me be one that doesn't sin. Fuck. That sounds difficult. But it's not, man. It's not difficult at all. It's a choice. You just have to make the choice. Make the choice that you're not. I'm not here to cast the first stone, right? That he who is without sin cast the first stone. Like I'm not about to go harp on people about fucking shit up and them not being right in their lives. Like I have no say there. What's the point? I'm not about to fix your fucking life. I'm here to fix my fucking life. And when I fix my fucking life, then If you think I've done a good job, then you can come and you can talk to me and you maybe ask me how I did my shit. And then that might be able to help you fix your life. But I'm not going to fucking fix your life for you. Nobody out there is going to fix my life for me. Nobody on the screen is going to fix my fucking life for me. That's not going to happen. It's up to me. And it's up to you to fix your own shit. Now, we can use each other as inspiration, as a reference. Now, that's the shit I like. Like I was saying, being an example. You show me in your life how dope you are so that I can get inspired and be like, fuck yeah, you know what? I want to do that too. And I have been inspired. Like I really have. And I appreciate it. And that's why we say the words Jai Guru Dev, which means thank you to the teachers before us. Jai Guru Dev to the people that they figured some shit out, man. The Stoics, right here, I have Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, their book right here. I have Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil. I have Robert Greene's Mastery. Pilger Brown's The Prophet. I have fucking like 4 other ones over there. Jai Guru Dev, man. These men have taught me so much. Jai Guru Dev, Michael Singer, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Who else? Fucking Socrates. Og Mandino. Oh my God. Jai Guru fucking Dev, man. Thank you to everybody because there have been strong men before us that have taught us that this thing is possible. Jesus came to teach us that it is possible to be at peace with yourself and to raise the dead and to command demons out of people and to heal the blind and to make the lame man walk, which is really funny, right? Lame is like when you can't walk. These things are possible. These miracles are possible. And we can all do it because we all have the divinity within us. The divine is inside. And we just have to recognize it. And if we recognize it, then we can live a holy life. And I don't even like the word holy. These words have been corrupted, right? Holy is like whole. It's like missing something. Then it's divine. It's like divide. It's like you're divided. I think divine is better though, because you could think of yourself as you are God divided into a certain cell, right? Into a certain being. So you are divine or part of the vine, like literally THEVINE, the vine. So if you think of it as coming from a tree, you are the vine of this tree, right? So you are a part of the holy whole, or of the divine. You are the vine of the divine vine. Like you can keep playing with these fucking words; they're really fun. But don't think of yourself as lesser. I think I finished my last one with this. I want to finish it now again. Or you know, we have a little bit of time. I might take some questions or some comments, but I want to finish it with this idea. The idea that Rumi says the same spirit that guides the stars and the planets guides you. I believe that 100%. It is incredible how like clockwork this whole thing works. Every day the sun rises, every day it sets. And the moon gets large, reaches full, gets small, becomes new, and it starts over. This thing is in perfect balance. It over and over again. The flowers, they bloom and then they fucking die, and then they bloom again and then they die. We're in a perfect pattern. And just as we are a part of nature, we are a part of this great miracle. And so don't think of yourself as lesser than anything else or anybody else, because you're not. You're a child of God. You're a child of this universe. You were created in God's image. And so be that proper reflection of the divine spirit, of the divine nature, because that it is through that we are saved. It is through that we become strong, that we become powerful, and that we move forward in the world. So take that idea with you, but like really believe that shit, man. Like I honestly believe, like I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it so many times in my life, where every time I thought like shit went to hell, I always got out of it somehow. Like, I'm not dead yet, motherfucker. I'm still not dead. That means I still have a purpose here. And that purpose is to continue growing and to continue showing the world the greatest example that I could be of someone who has faith, of someone who is strong, who is powerful, who can help those around him. And I hope that you feel that within you as well. Okay, cool. Does anyone have questions? If not, I'm about to finish this up. Man, this is awesome. Really, man, I appreciate that you'll show up. but I feel like this is like this is about pushing out the words that need to be pushed out, and whoever is here to hear it will get it, and whoever's not here to hear it, they won't fucking hear it. But it's like this is all part of the thing, you know. I'm doing my job. This is part of me doing my job, and so the world on the other side can either choose to use this or they can choose not to use this, but it's up to me to put it out there. But all right, cool. Anybody, any questions, any fucking ideas, revelations, fucking whatever, anything? Nope. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else I want to say. Okay, so coming up, IMC Base 2, we're gonna start hosting residents to come. Now we do this generally, but we want to start doing it more in the spirit of really like helping people tap into the warrior process. And so we're gonna be hosting people to come and stay here live. So if you're in San Jose, or if you're ever in San Jose, this can be a place for you to help refine your process, help refine how you live, and understand really how the fuck it is to live at a base. Like if you're not living in a base, you really don't understand this shit, man. This shit is really fucking magical, because I have people around you that are strong as fuck and that are dedicated to becoming better and being stronger. Like if you're not a part of it, you don't fucking get it, man. You really don't fucking get it. Just like I didn't really understand until I came to my first boot camp. Like, holy shit, this is how a bad motherfucker really acts, because I was never around it. I heard the words, and the words help. Absolutely. Like you can use somebody else's words and start to apply them and start to like shift and fix different shit within you. However, if you're not around it, it's like a flame, man. You need to come, bring your candle to the flame, and then you have the flame. But you can't just fucking, what the fuck you're gonna create with fucking magic or something? Like maybe you can somehow, but that's not how this thing works. Like I had to go to fucking Vegas to learn and practice pickup to fucking start getting good at pickup. I had to learn here and be around AZD to start to understand what the fuck is a warrior, like really, you know? So you need to be around this, because this is what has created this life. And if this is anything that you want, that you like, then you need to align yourself with it. Okay. Now the Zoom calls and the talks, these are all fucking amazing, and they're good because they help get the word out. However, you need to be here in person. You need to figure this shit out for real. There's so many people I know that fucking like, oh, I read the mystery method and like I kind of know, like, motherfucker, I see you out in field and you're not doing shit, bro. You're standing around and you're just kind of like looking around, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And then I realized it was like, bro, that was me like a year and a half ago. I read the mystery method, right? I kind of get it, but I didn't know how to practice it. I didn't know how to apply it until I started going in person and really learning the shit. And that's why I go out in field now, and it's like, it's just fucking easy, man. I'm just opening. Now I'm trying to find out what is the next thing. And the next thing is for me to like, you know, then this time it's like to start pulling them from the venues and start taking them other places. In the venue, I can kill the shit, but now I need to, that's the next level. And that's why I keep practicing and why I keep studying. But okay, cool, guys. Thank you for showing up. This was the Yin Yang Wolfpack. Once again, you're not alone. I want you to get better, and I want you to get stronger. And by sticking around, by staying on the process, this is exactly what's going to happen, just as it's happened.